Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard. Today I want to talk about plates for private security. Now, most of you guys, if you're working for some of these larger companies, Securitas, Maxent, AGS, Allied Universal, more than likely you're not being issued armor. Now, I don't know if your company is allowing you guys to wear armor if you purchase it yourself, but in my opinion, if you're working security, even if it's unarmed security, you should be wearing some type of armor. So clearly, probably the most readily available and maybe even cheapest would be your steel plates. The problem with the steel plates, they are so fucking heavy, guys. If you've ever worn these things, I mean, this plate itself is probably, I would say, I don't know if there's a poundage on the back or not, but this thing's got to be at least 6 to 8 pounds. I mean, it's pretty heavy. And then also over time, based on the weight of it, the wearability is really, really, really low in terms of wearing this for a full shift. If you're doing 8, 10, 12 hours or more, and you have 2 of these steel plates, I mean, this is something that's going to be very, very difficult for you to be comfortable over time. So I think in terms of protection, if you're taking out the issue of spalling and what could happen if you're actually hit with a round with one of these, if you take that out of the equation, protection wise, this is absolutely the best that's on the market in terms of the steel plate itself, but definitely not something that I would recommend for people who are going to be standing for a long time, walking for a long time, but it does offer you a lot of protection. So another option, and I've gone over this in a different video, the ceramic plate. The ceramic plate, this is probably my favorite to wear. I like the way that it feels. I like the way that it presents in terms of how it sits in your carrier. If you use like the Safariland Oregon carrier, like a lot of the police departments do, our security company, most of our guys are wearing a Safariland carrier. These actually, in my opinion, fit the best and they wear the best. They offer you the same protection as that steel plate. It's going to be a little bit softer, which is going to help with any spalling if you have any issues in terms of being hit. And it's much lighter. So I would say this is easily a pound, if not 2 pounds lighter than that steel plate. And again, having this like kind of padding on it, this coating on it, very, very comfortable. But then over time, again, hours equals pounds. It's like the longer you're wearing these things, the heavier these things become. And even these ceramic plates, which I really enjoy, I really like, and I think they're very comfortable, after about 8 hours, once you get to that 10-hour mark, they just get extremely uncomfortable as well. So one of my go-to options when I was working a more lower threat environment would be these paraclete. I always mess that up, sorry. These paraclete plates. These are a composite and they are extremely light. I mean, these things are like maybe less than not even a half a pound. I mean, they're almost non-existent. These are standalone plates. The rating on all of these plates, guys, you can look them up. I'm not a rating expert. Everything is listed right on the plate itself, but you can actually use these as a standalone plate. Now, that being said, when I purchased this plate like 3 years ago, they didn't have the larger size. So I was using this, like, I think it's a 6x8. It's called a shooter's cut, but I wasn't really confident and comfortable having so much more of my body exposed. So I was utilizing the ceramic plate and then putting this in front of it. And that was giving me a little bit more confidence, but then I was back to about the same weight as the steel plate. So what do you do? Well, looked into some other options out there, and ultimately for me decided to go with the Safe Life Defense flexible rifle armor, the FRAS, F-R-A-S system. So these, I think, are less than 3 pounds each. They are level 3 rated. I'll turn that over right there, let you guys kind of see what they have here. This has been a lifesaver. So working anywhere from 12 to 16-hour shifts, extremely light. It's like they're almost not even there. Clearly a little bit heavier than that Paraclete plate, but I'm getting way more protection in terms of the size. I think this is like a 10 by 11. Again, a shooter's cut, fits right into my organ carrier. Very, very comfortable. And then they're flexible. So they're just, it's almost like having like the Under Armour that you have, not Under Armour in terms of the company, but the armor that you wear under your uniform. It's very similar and reminiscent to that in the way that it feels, the way that it carries, the way that it wears. I've been very, very happy with this. I've been using this for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So if you were to ask me, what type of armor do you suggest? For me, if you're going to be working in an environment where, the threat is moderate to high, which in my opinion, if we're working in any environment, then the threat is moderate to high, I would go with this over the others that I've offered. That Paraclete, again, very nice. They say it's a standalone plate, but there's something about it I'm just not really comfortable in it. But the flexible rifle armor system by Safe Life Defense has been my go-to. I really, really like this. Now, I would like to look into some side plates for my carrier, and again, the Paraclete with the weight might be the way to go with that. But for now, and for the last couple of years, this has been my go-to. This has been what I'm very happy with, and I'm interested to hear you guys. What are your thoughts? What are you using? What are you wearing? What do you suggest? This is my suggestion. I'm not sponsored by these people. Just what I'm wearing and sharing that information with you guys. All right. As always, be great.